Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to the Hal Sparks YouTube channel. This is Mark Savard. I've known Mark for, how long have I known you for? 5 years now?
At least.
At least 6?
5.
7? 6 years probably, I would say. But we didn't really start talking until maybe a year and a half in.
I was avoiding you for quite some time.
Yeah, I think that's why. It shows taste and breeding on your part. But eventually I crowbarred my way into your life, and now I'm in your home, which is lovely, by the way. And in case you haven't noticed, he has three of the top 4 pinball games.
Not quite. Close.
Okay. Okay. That's number 1.
8.
This is number 1.
Yeah.
8 and 4.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, all prime numbers.
Yeah.
I guess is the important part. And we'll talk about that's an entire video blog in and of itself. What I wanted to talk to you about was, after having known you for about 5 years, and of course doing due diligence and having you checked out by a series of private investigators and other people, I decided it was safe enough that I could actually have you hypnotize me. And I've seen your show, I love your show, hilarious. I think I have the same reaction that a lot of people have. Watch your show, this is so funny, and so, is it real, is it not? You have the same kind of audience experience almost everybody has. But after a while, and by the way, that was a real cat. He didn't hypnotize me to make that noise whenever I say some word. It's a totally different thing. Let's give you the short, just help me out and help anybody who's watching out. The kind of short answer difference between stage hypnosis and the show that's going on there. And it's legit, you're really hypnotizing people, but the difference in sort of pattern and experience then in one-on-one.
I mean, the goal of whatever you're trying to achieve, obviously,
that's the main difference.
Hypnotherapy, we want to change some type of behavior, habit, or enhance something that someone is trying to become better at.
Right.
It doesn't necessarily have to be a change, it could be for peak performance. The stage hypnosis show is entertainment.
Yeah.
We want to hypnotize someone to show awe and wonder to the audience, as well as hilarity, and put people in funny situations to see their true personality react in those situations.
And that's the key, is the true personality, because a lot of people watch this and they're like, how do you get people to do things they wouldn't do?
They would do them.
Yeah, right.
But what stops them is the general public.
Right.
You know, and it's really sad to know that it takes hypnosis to let people
have fun,
to be their true personality.
Right, sure.
Hypnosis and alcohol.
Yeah, right.
Know, the next
it's a
morning,
thin line. You're a bartender of the subconscious.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
And way less the price and no hangover. But that's really ultimately what happens on stage is I let people be their truest personality without consequence. Right. You know, you dance on a table at a bar and you're taking off half your clothes when you're drunk, and the next morning you're like, oh my God, I was so drunk. I was such an idiot. You do the same thing in hypnosis, and all of a sudden there's that distance. Oh, I was hypnotized, I had no control. Right. But in reality is you do have control. And for example, let's say, hypnosis seems to be more amazing when someone who's shy gets hypnotized.
Right.
Now they say, oh, I can't believe that they were singing and performing as Elvis Presley on stage. They would never do that. Yes, they would.
Right.
All of us, grab the pen or the comb and we're singing in a toothbrush in front of the mirror and you're singing songs, but it's not in front of anyone. But it's all behaviors that we would normally do, because everybody wants to be a rock star.
Yeah.
You want to be a rock star?
I am a rock star.
Yeah, that's right. So everyone has this inner part of them that hypnosis just helps bring out. Right. You put the general public in, all of a sudden we feel the arc is bigger.
Yeah. And that's an interesting thing. That's kind of why I bring it up, because as an entertainer, I don't have really any of those problems. I've been zero stage fright, for example, my entire life. Now we all have our persona we present to the world and our own secrets that we maintain in a healthy sense. Not everybody should be privy to everything that's going on inside you at all times, otherwise you wouldn't have normal social interactions. But as an entertainer, is it different for people who are famous in the public eye and what they have to show that they're shelving, as opposed to the average person who doesn't do that for a living, who's like stuffed?
Well, I think the A-list celebrities, for example, a lot of the things that they show are calculated.
Right.
It is calculated. They have a persona that they want to show. And when you're saying that as an entertainer, there's nothing that you really wouldn't necessarily do, like hypnosis, you wouldn't normally do. But as an entertainer or an actor, you now have an excuse. because you're acting.
Right.
Like hypnosis. Oh, I can't believe I was dancing and doing those silly things. I was hypnotized. Oh, I could do these silly things because I'm acting a role.
Because I'm not me, I'm him.
Right.
I'm not me, I'm her. I'm not me, I'm them.
And it sets you apart from the criticism. They're criticizing your acting, not who you are as a person.
Right.
But when you're not acting and you're not hypnotized, that criticism is you.
Do you think some people who are in the public eye then actually go deeper into the shyness, deeper into it than most normal people would because they're so out there? Because, you know what I mean?
Well, I think it depends on what the payoff is.
It's like polarity? Yeah.
Well, what is it that they're getting out of it? Because like a dog, there has to be a currency. And the currency for the dog is food or a little bit of patting on the head. Is some type of a petting. So what is the desire for that person? Is the fame, the acceptance? Is it the false love that they're getting? So everyone has a different payoff for what they're getting of that behavior. So it's really hard to say what the general scope is. Everybody, if they know it or not, consciously or subconsciously, they're getting something. Because here's one thing I do know. You only do something because you're motivated by some type of emotion. If you don't care enough about it, you don't want to do it, you don't do it. And it's positive and negative. You say, well, you have to believe, or rather want to do something in order for any action to take place. People say, well, I don't want to pay my taxes. Yeah, well, the fear of the IRS makes you pay your taxes. Because that's the alternative. So there's some type of emotional driver.
Math makes you not do them. You would do them normally, but you just don't like doing the math.
Sure. So there has to be an emotional driver.
My thing with entertaining and performing, I've always been up against something that it's hard to explain to other people, and that I don't really feel like I do it for this externalized attention aspect. I just like the act of doing it. It's fun. And so
there's the emotional desire.
Right, exactly. The response isn't, I don't need that fun from other people. It's not about recognition and that kind of stuff. It's just the joy of doing that thing. Singing and dancing.
I like to play pinball.
Right, exactly.
I don't care who's watching.
Exactly.
I want to play pinball.
It's the same mentality. It's just attached to something that I can happen to monetize, as it were. And that's ultimately, I think, the best kind of job anyways. Right?
Well, and I think when you love what you do, it's not working anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Well, on that note, I'll break, and then in our next little take on this stuff, I want to ask you about the one-on-one stuff, because now we know, like, the expression, people often get hypnotized is almost an excuse to be their true selves. What about if you're changing in the next one, we'll talk about whether you're changing your true self or you're changing back to your true self. You know what I'm saying? That's what personal hypnotherapy is for.
We needed some dramatic music.
I'll put it in. I'll put it in. Listen. Here it is. There it is. It's good. It's good. We'll see you in the next one.